welcome to another up close video. So today's one is looking at designer's choice number 12, which is the back to school drinks carton, which makes this adorable cute little drinks carton, obviously, with multiple different decorations that you can do on it as well. So later on in the video I will insert a clip of the 3 drinks cartons that I created. And at the end of the video, I'm also going to just show you the basic construction of it as well. It's really easy to put together, but I thought I might as well show you how to put it together too. So I'm going to go through the die set, and then I've got some cards as well to show you. So, as usual, well, we're now getting the beautiful envelope with the designer's choice logo on and this beautiful pattern on it. So it's a really nice sturdy envelope to keep them in if you want to. And it also has the issue number on the back, so if you're just starting out collecting them, you'll know exactly which one is in what folder as well. And then it comes in the plastic sleeve that has the 2 hole punch on here, and there is actually, I know I said in my last month's video because I didn't know it was coming out, and I was mentioning the orange A5 ring binder for the die storage, but since I said that in my last video, they've actually brought out a designer's choice one, which is in a beautiful duck egg blue kind of a colour. I'll just get it, it's on my shelf behind me. So I did treat myself to one because I really love this beautiful duck egg blue colour, and I've actually got all 11 of the previous ones in here. It's very heavy, and I'm not sure if the oh no, it has held up well actually. I was going to say I'm not sure if this is going to have stayed together enough to keep them all in there, but they're all in there really nicely and sturdily. Some of them, because I get them ahead of time, some of them I didn't have the actual pocket with the designer's choice logo on, so I've used the pocket and the magnetic sheet from the ones that come in this case as well, because you get 6 of them in the case too, which is really lovely. And then all of the other ones, I have just cut an A5 magnetic sheet in half so that it would fit inside the folder, and then I've just put my dies on there as well. So you've got all of your designer's choice all together then, which is really lovely. And this folder is just beautiful, so I'm pretty sure they're still in stock, so I'll make sure to link to these below as well in case you want to pick one up. But they're slightly different to the original die storage folders. The original ones that are the ones that fit the 6x6 ones in, and the A4 ones don't have this Tonic Studios logo inside them, and they also don't have the little enamel piece on here. The orange one just says Tonic Studios, but obviously this one is specifically for designer's choice, so it's got the beautiful like enamel, like an enamel pin really, but it's they should make that into a key ring or something, shouldn't they? Beautiful, love that. Anyway, yeah, so I'll definitely make sure to link that below just in case you're interested in one, because it really stores them really nicely, and they're all together then, so you know exactly what's in this folder. And if you have the orange ones and you have them all on your shelf and you don't want it to, I don't know, look different to how the others look, if you have them just all on the shelf, they've still all got the black spine, so they're all going to look the same, but you could leave the little tab hanging out so you knew that this one was the designer's choice as well. I just love that colour. I'm really into this colour at the moment, really pretty. So anyway, I've sidetracked off onto that, but the die set, it is the back to school drinks carton, so it makes a beautiful drinks carton. We use this die up here, and at the end of the video I will do that construction for you. You cut 2 of this piece to create the drinks carton, and you can also cut this little die into the top section here so that you've got a way to fasten it. You could also just peg the 2 of these together when they meet at the top, but you can also put this piece in, and I was putting that piece in both of them and then tying twine just around one side of it, and that was keeping it shut quite nicely. But if you've got some like 1/2 inch wide ribbon, that would go perfectly through that little slot as well, and you could tie it with a nice big bow on the top. So there's lots of different methods for closing this little carton as well, which is really lovely. So you've got those, well, that's the main die to make the carton, but you also need this piece, which is the base of the carton too. So you can see the kind of size that this is. It's a 2-inch square, or 5 centimetres. So that's the sort of net for the bottom of the box. So it's quite a decent size. You could fit, thinking of like ahead to next year, Easter eggs would fit really nicely in there, like a Cadbury's cream egg or some mini eggs. You could probably actually, some of the little baby lint bunnies you could fit in there as well, or little lint Santas for Christmas as well. Or you can just get one of the Celebrations or Heroes or Quality Street or Roses and like put a few of the chocolates in there as well. Or you can knit something, make something, you might be able to fit a Nouveau drop in there actually. I'll have to try that when we make one later. I'll have to remember and see if we can fit a Nouveau drop in there. Anyway, so that is the main piece to make the carton and the bottom piece, and then you've got all the panels to decorate in different ways to make it look like different juices. Or one of the ones I'll show you in the clip that I've put in later, I made one to look like a milk carton because it looks like the kind of milk cartons I used to have in infant school. And we used to have a little blue straw with them, so I made a blue straw for it as well. And anyway, I coloured it just with a black Nouveau alcohol pen and gave it a cow pattern. So it, you know, obviously you think of milk if you see a cow pattern, which I thought was really funny. And then I did "You are utterly brilliant," I think is the punny sentiment on it as well, which I thought was really good. Anyway, the actual panels that you're sort of getting to decorate it, you get all of the pieces to fit in all of the panels. So you've even got the skinny little rectangle for this piece, you've got the slightly wider rectangle, the big rectangle for the side panels, the little triangle for the folded sort of portion to make that carton top. And then you also have this piece here, which just gives you two right angled triangles, plus this sort of banner strip going across the middle, which actually says "Sweet Treat" going across it with a stripy background behind it as well. So you can use any combinations of any of those basic panels to cut your patterned papers, or to do like a funny cow pattern, or I don't know, maybe one of your friends really loves some sort of, oh no, maybe like almond milk or oat milk and stuff. Those kind of milk alternatives are really in at the moment. So if you know someone who, you know, loves drinking those kind of things, you could make it almond milk or oat milk sort of related as well, rather than being cow's milk. And any kind of juices. I mean, maybe one of your friends is obsessed with cranberry juice or something. You could do it in cranberries, which would be really cool too. And then, as well as the basic shapes, you've also got the little patterns to decorate. So this one here cuts little squares out, but you could just use that by itself in a card to make a really cool background pattern, just cutting multiple little squares out. You've got this one, which is more like citrusy. They kind of look like the segments in a lemon or a lime or an orange. This one has got little flowers in it to decorate that triangular piece. You've got a citrus pattern here to match that one. You've got that sweet treat going across the middle. You've got a flower here to match this one. And because this shape is the same flipped over here, you've also got a stitched panel too, so you can add the stitching to that, or you could just put the stitching into the box as well if you want to. And then the main panel, the large panel that you've been given, is strawberry themed, and this makes a perfect little shaker panel for a card as well, and I'll show you that later on. Then you've got multiple different fruits to decorate it with as well, which is really great. You've got a beautiful little pair of cherries, you've got an apple, you've got this citrus slice, but it actually is separate, so you can cut the backing piece to back it if you want to, or you could probably turn that into a grapefruit slice as well, so it could be lemon, lime, grapefruit, orange, all sorts of different fruits for that one. You've got a cute little butterfly as well, so if you're not going to make it fruit juice or milk or anything, you could just use the butterfly and have it as a cute little carton. And then you've also got a strawberry, which is really lovely, and a watermelon slice. I really love that watermelon slice. It looks so cute when you've coloured it all in as well. I did one of my little cartons, I did it with melons all over it, and I did the punny sentiment, you're one in a melon instead of 1 in a million. But I really love that, and it's got the cute little slice taken out of it, so I think lots of these little elements are going to be good for mixing in with other dies or stamps that you might have. For example, if you had the Wilderness Adventures die set that Tonic brought out a little while ago, the cute little fox in that, or the squirrel or hedgehog, there was a few different animals, a rabbit as well, you could have like the watermelon slice sitting in front of them and it would look like they nibbled a piece out of it, which I think is really cool. So think about mixing and matching them, even with your stamped images as well. You could have a little watermelon in front of them. Then you've got another sort of sentiment which says hello sweet thing, and it's in a circular element. It's like it got a teeny weeny little scallop to it, and then it's also got an extra die that can sit inside it to give a little pierced detail as well. And then you've got the hello sweet thing, and you could just cut that into the card if you wanted to. You don't have to, or into the box panel or something. You don't have to actually cut it out, which is lovely. And then another little word here, that one just says goodies, so any kind of sweets or something inside would work perfectly with. This one is really lovely. It's like a little banner. It almost looks like a kind of bookmark or, you know, paperclippy kind of thing you'd get in stationery, and it's got a beautiful little heart that cuts out the bottom, which is great for you know, decorating anything. You could add it onto the little strawberries and stuff just using the little heart fall away. You've also got a diagonal stripy die that cuts into the card that you can put inside that banner, or you can actually use inside this rectangle that goes around the word goodies as well. And then finally we've got 3 little edge dies which are the perfect width to completely decorate one side of the carton. So it's actually even slightly wider than the width of the side of the carton, which is the 5 centimetres or 2 inches. So you can actually cut them rather than, well, you can cut them into the panel, which is what I did on my cartons, or you could cut an extra of the box and snip the pieces out of it and cut into that as well to get it to be like edge to edge on the carton. And you've got multiple choices. You've got a scallop, which could be a wave depending on what kind of design you're going to do on your carton. You've got a swooping kind of line that's double stitched. So I think it was on my watermelon one, I cut the panel, the little the small rectangle panel, and then I cut this down the centre, and then I got 2 pieces that I could use straight away because you had the stitch on both sides of them. And then this one, I love this one. I used that one on my milk carton because I did it so it kind of looked like the milk was dripping down the edge of the carton, but you could do that with any of the juices and have it the colour of the juice, so you could have orange juice dripping down the side of the carton, which would look really cool as well. So that is the entire die set, and I'll be back in 1 second to show you the cards that I've done as well. Okay, so these are the 3 cards that I made using the die set, because I know I do read all your comments, and I know quite a few of you appreciate it when I show you how to make cards from a 3D die set, and obviously I love doing that as well. That's the kind of thing that I love doing. So this will be a sped up video showing you all 3 of these cards in one video, and I wanted to do different ones based on like the different fruits that are in there. So I did a cherry themed card where I blended in the background with the mint macaroon ink pad from Tonic, and just used one of their precision blending brushes to blend like a little strip down the middle. I did use a Copic to do the little swirls just because my aqua coloured markers have run out of ink from Nuvo because I've used them so much. But yeah, I've just done some little swirls in the background. Then I used the little triangular die that is supposed to decorate the like the pushback triangle part just here of the carton. But I just used the outside edge with some of the, I think it's called Caribbean Tide. It's the specialty cotton paper from Tonic, but I really love that one with that really subtle kind of wavy sort of pattern, but it almost looks like cream or like piped icing when you cut it into smaller pieces. And I did 7 of them and just sort of scattered them down the card just to give a little bit of interest. Then I cut 5 of the little cherries and used my Nuva alcohol pens to colour those in. If you want to know the actual colours that I used. I cannot remember what sets they came from, but oh, here you go. The colours I used were 413 for the green, and then I used a mixture of 453 and 381 for the pink tones, and that's the same as what I used for the watermelon on the next card as well. And then obviously I had to do a punny sentiment again because I went all punny with the cartons that I'd done. So I did thanks cherry much. You can never have too many thank you cards, and you know, you might as well do a punny one to cheer someone up. And then finally, to finish it off, I added a ton of Nouveau drops, all in different sizes, and this is the Calming Aqua colour. I really love this one. I love this colour. Really, really gorgeous aqua tone, and you can see how absolutely perfectly it matches that mint macaroon ink from Tonic as well. Really lovely. So that is the first one from my little trio. Then the second one, I wanted to do a little window card, so it's just got a window inside there, and I put some yellow cardstock behind it. I might also add some glitter to the yellow cardstock because there's glitter on the front of it. I'm not sure. It looks a little bit plain, so I'm not 100% sure if this is completely finished yet. But anyway, this one, I decided to mix up the watermelon with kind of citrusy slices, sort of an orange, because I added a bit of orange around the edge of them. And these ones I used, was it these three colours? Oh, maybe it was this one instead of this one. So I used a mixture of 403, 405 and 393 to colour the orangey sort of segments. And then to make these look sparkly, I took the Yellow Bird Nouveau glitter drops and tapped it on with my finger to add some beautiful sparkle on there. Then with the watermelons, I used the same colours that I did for the cherries, and I used the Liquid Mercury Nouveau drops to do the little seeds in those ones. And then again, I ink blended with the same colour down the centre of this, but used the base dye. So the base of the carton I used to cut my little aperture out, and then I've just added some acetate in there so I can make these drops look like they're floating. And then I've used the Hello Sweet Thing sentiment on there as well. And on the watermelon slices, I also splashed on some white ink as well. It's just an old white re-inker that I have, that I don't have the ink pad for, but I've got the re-inker. So I just water it down and splash it on. And then I've used those beautiful Calming Aqua Nouveau drops on it as well. So that is the second one. And then this one is using the main strawberry panel as a shaker card. So you can see, I think, that I've got olive green stars inside there. And if you look at that texture, I actually used the Fiery Volcano Stone Drops, which is the red colour of Stone Drops. And I patted it onto my strawberries, the main ones, and I also patted it onto the little strawberries in the panel as well. And then obviously I had to do another punny sentiment, so I just did thank you very much. I think I did thank you very much on one of my cartons as well, the strawberry themed carton too. But again, you can never have too many thank you things. And then I've put some more of the Calming Aqua drops on here too. So those are the three cards that I've created using this die set, and there will be a sped up video on these. And now I'll let Past Me show you the three little cartons that I made as well. Okay, so I'm sure I will have already shown you what the little milk carton die set looks like, and I might even do a little mini construction in this video as well. But I just wanted to show you the three samples of milk cartons that I've created, because I'm also going to do some cards in a sped up video, so hopefully I'll have already shown you those, or I'll show you after these. But I wanted to show you these cute little milk cartons that I'd done too, because I really love how they turned out. So I thought this little milk carton really reminded me of the little cartons of milk that we used to have at school, like in infant school, and they always used to have a blue straw in them. So I just decided to roll up a piece of cardstock to try and make a little straw to come out of the top of the gift box. Then I used the sort of wavy, sort of dripping liquid kind of a dye to give the illusion that it's like milk dripping down the edges. And then I also just cut the two base pieces just out of white card, and then used a black alcohol pen just to draw some like cow print all over it, just to give it that cool, like, quirky little look. And then of course I finished it off with a really punny sentiment. So it says, "You are utterly brilliant." So I thought this could be a really sweet little thank you gift for somebody. And I thought I needed something, because the milk drips don't go right to the corners and you can see the cow print. I thought I needed something to sort of unify it. So I used this thin, like natural coloured twine to tie the carton shut, and then I just wound some of that around the top before I put the drippy milk onto it as well, and I think that worked really nicely. Then I also did a strawberry version, so you have this gorgeous strawberry panel, and on 3 of the sides I used the Firestone red behind the actual detailed panel, and I used the I think it's candy red CRaFTi cardstock, the textured stuff, to cut the detail and the main portion of the box. And then I just used the Firestone behind 3 panels, and then like a deep maroony colour behind the front panel. I used that behind one strawberry, and then I used the Firestone red behind the other strawberry to give it a little flash of sparkle on the front of the little carton as well. And then obviously another punny sentiment, "Thanks very much," which I thought was really funny. And then I've just used some green baker's twine to secure this one, and added a little bow on the front as well to go with like the pinky red and green colour scheme. And for the strawberries, I cut a whole strawberry from the red, a whole strawberry from the green, then I trimmed off the spiky part from the red one, then I stuck that leftover piece of the red one onto either the dark maroon colour or the Firestone red cardstock, waited for that to dry, trimmed around that, and then stuck that onto the green one. So you still get the green at the top of the strawberry, but you've also got the colour behind the little pips or the seeds in the strawberry as well, which I thought looked really nice. So that is my little strawberry kind of one. And then I also did a watermelon one, because you have the little watermelon slice with the bites cut out of it. Similar idea for getting the colour behind the pips in this, but I just used a dark alcohol pen to colour a piece of scrap card, and then I just stuck the watermelon slices on top, because I actually coloured the watermelon slices rather than using solid coloured cardstock and like trimming off the little rind section. I just used a deep pink and a couple of greens to give it that kind of watermelon sort of a look. And I also splattered on a little bit of white paint, because there's always like little variations in the colour on a watermelon, and I thought that would give quite a nice look. And I've put multiple different watermelons all the way around the edge of the box. And obviously, again, another punny sentiment, I put "You are one in a melon" instead of a million. And I also used some more of that gorgeous iridescent cardstock from Tonic. I think this one's called Tidal Wave, but it was from my scrap box, so I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure it's either Tidal Wave or there was another blue one. I'm not 100% sure, but I'll try and put it up on the screen if I remember to. And then to decorate, I've used the Cloud 9 Dream Drops, and I really love how they pick up the colours that are underneath as well, so it sort of picked up the pinky tones where I put them on top of the watermelon too. But yeah, I really loved how these turned out, and I'm trying to decide. I think I do want to use blue baker's twine to tie this one up. So this is how the carton opens. I'm sure I will have shown you that if I've done a little construction, or I might put it at the end of the video. But these 2 pieces just poke in, and then this is how the carton shuts. Now, depending what you're going to put in there or how you want the recipient to open it, you might want to actually glue that shut, or you can just use some twine around one side of it and it holds it shut quite nicely. So that's what I'm going to do on this one. I thought I would just show you how I did it. So I'm going to do the same thing that I did for the strawberry one, and I think on the right side again, like I did for that. I did it the left side on the milk one because I'd put the straw on the right side. And I don't know whether I will remember to say, but when you're decorating these, make sure that, because obviously you're going to decorate them when it's flat, because it's easier for you to get things to stick onto it really nicely. But just make sure that when you're picking your front panel, you're picking the one that has this flat piece on it, not one of the triangle pieces, because you want that to be the front of the carton, so you're not having this side as the front, unless you wanted that side as the front. But I think you would rather have this side as the front. I always find it's good when you get a 3D die set like this to make like a blank one up. So just use some like cheap white cardstock and make one up just as like a prototype for you to follow really, or to figure out where exactly you want to put all of your decoration onto your little carton. And then just tie a nice little bow on there. Pull that loop a little bit smaller, and then trim off the little tails. I think that just adds a really sweet little extra accent, having an extra colour come up to the top of the carton as well, and it closes it really nicely too. So I hope you liked these 3 little cartons. I'm kind of gutted I didn't film any of them because I really like how they turned out, but I might, if I have a chance, I might do a video recreating one or two of these as well. But yeah, I'll leave you to go back to, or to go to future me with the rest of the video. So bye. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed seeing my 3 little cartons that I'd created. And now I thought I would show you how to put together the actual carton and show you sort of the size comparison to an A4 sheet of card. So you can actually, I don't know if you can get 3 out of it, but you'll definitely have leftover cardstock from an A4 piece. If you do it this way, if you had any 6x12, that would be really great for this actually, because it's not wider than 6 inches, so that would work really nicely. But see, if you cut the 2 from it like that, you've still got that whole piece there. So if you wanted to colour your panels rather than using coloured cardstock, because I know when I started out crafting, I hardly had any coloured cardstock at all, because I always used to just use my ink or my pens to colour the cardstock, whatever colour I wanted to. So you could definitely get an entire carton and all the decorations out of one sheet of A4 card, you know. So that's good to know, because it's quite a economical box then. So I've cut enough card for 2 of these. Let's just tape this into place so it doesn't move. And then actually as well, if you want the hole in the top so that you can close it with ribbon or twine, what I was actually doing is placing this piece in and taping it into place, because obviously you're going to need it on both of them and you want it to be in the same place so that it matches and lines up. So I was just doing that, and then, you know, you get it in the same place every time. These plates are the Tonic plates. I've just cut them in half, and you can see these were my original plates and they've been through a lot, but look, they're not warped at all. They're still like straight as a pin. So that's why I love the Tangerine. I don't know if it's still in stock at the moment. It might have sold out again. But if you have a chance to get a Tangerine, I think it's the best machine out there. Okay, so that is one of them. And then we need a second one as well. Oh, actually we need the bottom, don't we? I forgot about that. Oh, I could have cut them together, never mind. Okay, so yeah, from this excess piece of card then, we also need the bottom piece. If you want to make it extra sturdy, you can do 2 bottom pieces actually. I'll show you how to do that. It just gives like the bottom of the box a little bit of extra stability, and means that you could maybe put a slightly heavier gift inside of it without like worrying that the bottom's going to fall out. So if I just take that down as well. If you wanted to do the carton that looks a bit like the milk one that I did, you want to decorate these pieces now. We like draw the cow pattern onto them and stuff, because obviously it's much simpler to try and draw on something while it's flat rather than a three-dimensional thing. And you can also stick your panels on now as well, especially if you like using wet glue. I definitely recommend sticking the panels on while it's flat if you like using wet glue. If you use double-sided tape, you can do it once it's stuck together because it's not too difficult. Okay, so now we need to put the tape on everything, and these glue tabs are quite skinny, so you're going to want to use a 3mm tape, and Tonic actually make a 3mm tape now. They actually do the 3mm width. So you just want to put it on all of the little skinny glue tabs. So you've got the 4 that go across the bottom, which hold the bottom onto the box. And then you've got the side panels as well. And then that is all the places that you need the adhesive on. Okay, then it is much easier if you score them now before you put them together. So if I come in closer, so there's a mixture of mountain and valley folds. So these vertical lines are all going to be away from you. I have used quite a thick card here. You might want to use something thinner than 300 GSM. I did actually use the textured Craft Perfect, I think I did for 1 or 2 of the ones I showed, and that was really nice weight. So I folded the glue tabs at the bottom, the side pieces like this. This one you fold towards you, and then this one you're going to fold away from you, and then these 2 little triangles you're also going to fold towards you. And the triangle one is kind of easier to sort of manipulate it backwards like that and fold it. And I'm just using the glide folder that Tonic make to burnish the fold line so you get a nice crisp finish. And then you want to repeat that on the other piece so that everything is all pre-folded so it goes together much easier. And then again, this one comes towards you. This long one goes away from you. And the triangles come towards you. And to get that one to fold, you're kind of pushing the top piece back and folding it in on itself like this to get that one in a place where you can press the fold down. Okay, so once it's all pre-folded like that, you're just going to take the tape off the side panel and then line them up. So you're lining up this point with this point, this point with this point, and this point with this point, and then obviously the straight line as well. You want it to be straight, but you've got to think about 3 different lines that all want to be a horizontal going all the way across. And then the second one is much easier because you can fold the carton like this so that your panels are now pointing upwards, and then you can flip this one over and it should work. Well, it's not quite lining up. Or you can do it in mid-air as well so that everything is lined up in a straight line. There we go. I must just not have got that quite right, but because it's a 4-sided box, you can put it together flat like that. So that's a great way of like selling them or keeping them like this until you want to use them as well without the bottom on, so that it takes up less space. And then to do the bottom, you've got all of the tape on there, so you just want to peel off all of the little tabs. I tend to do it all at the same time, but you can do it one at a time, two at a time, whatever's easier for you. And then you can take your bottom piece, pick one side and stick that glue tab down firmly, and then you're just trying to sort of hold it so you get the right angles, and then you can just press down as you go to get this to be a nice square box. Obviously it's not going to be completely pressed down because we're just pressing from the top, so you want to flip the box over and take your glide folder or bone folder, whatever you like to use, and press the little glue tabs down from the inside so that they're nice and firmly stuck. And then if you want to make sure the box or the bottom of the box is really nice and sturdy, you can add the second square inside. So I tend to just use wet glue for this because you can manoeuvre it around a little bit easier. So if we just cover that in glue, and then if you kind of make sure there's nothing sort of obstructing the way down to the bottom, and if you place it in like this, so this is the non-glued side, if you slide that down one of the sides so it gets down to the bottom like that, then take your bone folder, glide folder, whatever, and like, I don't know if you can see that, I'm just poking it and then it falls over, and then it's going to be in the perfect place and you're not going to have got like random glue spread down the sides of the boxes as well. So, and then you can just press it all the way around so that it makes contact with the other bottom that we stuck on, and then that is the nice secure base for the box. I didn't tell you the height of the box, so I will do that. That's 3 inches high, so that's 6 centimetres. Oh no, sorry, 7.5 centimetres. And then the way the top of the box folds in, you can see how we folded these lines differently. So this one was going away from us, but these ones were coming towards us. It now makes the perfect fold here. Don't worry if you had accidentally folded these the wrong way, because it would easily pop back in. But that's how you get the top to go together. So you're just poking these two triangles and that top is joining together absolutely perfectly. You could, depending on what kind of gift you're doing this as and whether you want the gift box to be disposable or for someone to keep as like a little decoration afterwards, you could stick this shut if you were just planning on them discarding and recycling the box afterwards. Or you can do the ribbon technique or the twine sort of coming around the side. And actually, just looking at that now, that would make quite a nice box for a balloon weight for helium balloons as well. So I think this is a really nice versatile little die set. So I hope you enjoyed seeing the construction of the little back to school drinks carton. And I hope you enjoyed all of the samples that I showed you in this video too. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again in the next video. Bye!